Hey everybody, and welcome to my shop.
This is my new shop located a little bit outside of LA just because I love the countryside. It's a property with lots and lots of land and very little neighbors. It's just perfect if you want to work and just get a rest from the city. The size of the shop is pretty reasonable, but I think together with all this space and this beautiful setting, I think this is a perfect setup for me, my work, and also for my family.
Play Tiny on the path.
Oh, thank you.
But this is not where the story begins. It starts right here.
One thing I learned so far is I need to bring my tripod. And in America, everything starts with a car. In the beginning, I thought, not me, I can do it. I can do it by foot. I can do it by bike. I can walk everywhere. No, you can't. You have to have a car. But the upside is I am on my way to buy the absolute car of my dreams.
A 1998 Toyota Tacoma with 160,000 miles. This is not a car, it's a time machine. Since I was a kid, I wanted to have a pickup truck. And this car takes me right back to when I was dreaming of having a car with a bunch of storage and a bunch of buttons.
And now my new car takes me to my new shop. And even though the drive is not too long, it feels like a completely different world. It's so nice to be able to get away from the city. The vibe on the countryside is just different, and I love it. I mean, seeing a cowboy on a horse and a gas station on your morning commute, that's just something that makes my day. All right, so now back to my shop.
This is it. It's pretty much a barn, maybe a little bit bigger than a 2-car garage. And what excites me the most about it, other than the location, I love that it's on the countryside. It's an absolute clean slate. It's a blank page. Oh, and of course I love the fact that I can drive my new truck right into my shop. But yeah, this is the first time I am starting with zero. Nothing has happened in this shop. Everything is up to me. So now it's time, I guess, to start with the first project.
And I just realized this is a really good workbench. And this might be some storage. So instead of going out to buy material, I think I will just start by disassembling these shelves and build a workbench out of them. All right, let's do it. This is why you should never ever build with nails. At least not if you are planning to, maybe reuse the material or change something. So that's a tricky situation because you know how much I love to rescue materials and reclaim materials. But the thing is, I also want my stuff to be nice. Well, this is a situation, like I want to build a workbench.
Do I really want to start with faulty material?
I decided it's not a good match for my workbench, but I also wanted to keep going and make something with this free material, so I decided to build storage for all the stuff that I'm already bringing to my shop. Simone gave me a bunch of these green bins, and together with the wood, this could turn into something quite useful and cool. Now, here's why I love building with free material. There is absolutely no pressure. Things can only get better. It's all potential and zero risk. So I went with whatever felt right in this moment. No sketches, no plan, not even a real vision for what I wanted to accomplish.
Now, seeing those two standing like this, it occurred to me, why is this not the backdrop? I have 2 full sheets of plywood, so I could kind of combine them, have 1 full sheet here. This is where the tool wall could go, and the rest of the plywood, the other sheet, I can use to build work surface. I got a little more material in case I need it, but I think I should be able to pull this off today.
And then I was interrupted by a very nice surprise. My new SawStop table saw got delivered. I've been working with SawStop for years now, and in fact I think I have the only SawStop table saw in all of Europe. So now of course I'm pumped to have one in my US shop too, but more about this next week.
First project in the new shop is done! Three things I loved about this project. First of all, it was to probably 80% or even more built from recycled materials that were in this shop before I even got here. So it was a very, very, very cheap project. Second, thanks to the Festool battery power tools, I could build this whole thing without even having electricity in the shop, because that's something I'm going to tackle next week. There's no electricity here. And my third thing, and probably the biggest thing, is the flow of this project. Nothing was planned. And then all of a sudden, I built this entire thing without making a single sketch. I don't know what it is about that. I call it intuitive building. We just don't think about it at all. For some reason, on the one hand, it is completely freeing to just go with the flow and build what you think is right in that moment. And on the other hand, it's very challenging because you need to do a lot of problem solving if you don't foresee the next steps. And I think this is my favorite way of building things. That was a fantastic first week. Again, next week I'm gonna tackle the whole electricity thing. I also need some air conditioning. And then, of course, I'm gonna unbox my SawStop. So I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I'm enjoying this potential and the potential of the projects that are still to come. And I will see you next week with a new video. Bye. I want to thank this week's sponsor, Incogni.com. And there is actually a really good offer if you're interested. It's 60% off of their annual subscription if you go to incogni.com/Laura Kampf and use the promo code Laura Kampf. But let's talk about the product first. I don't know why, but it happens more and more and more that I get these super annoying spam emails that are kind of confusing. It's always something about your bank account or your package that got delivered, but you just need to confirm your address. And I don't know, I'm a trusting person. I fall for these things. So it's not only annoying, it's actually dangerous for me to get these spam mails or spam calls. And that's why I'm actually a fan of the Incogni product. That is, these spam mails and spam calls are happening because there are thousands of companies trading with your personal... Whoa. That's a spam. I know what spam that is. It's my dog! Oh my God, spam would be such a good name for a dog. Where was I? There are thousands of these companies trading with your personal data and you don't even know about it. The only way to find out is getting these stupid spam mails. So what Incogni does is they do all the messy work for you automatically, because in theory, you do have the right to tell those data brokers, hey, can you please take my information off the internet? But they will object. It's a messy back and forth. Incogni does all the hard work for you. So what Incogni does is they help you to protect your privacy and take your personal data off the market. Reaching out to these data brokers, requesting your data removal from the internet, and also dealing with their objections. So no more spam calls or emails that are confusing and also annoying, and in my case, pretty frightening. Let's check my status. Since I started using Incogni, there were 44 cases of my personal information being dealt with on the internet, and they removed 35 and 9 are still in progress. And these 9 cases, I would think, are the ones that are extremely annoying back and forth with the brokers. And I have nothing to do with this. I just log in. Incogni does all of this for me. If you're interested in using their service, you can go to incogni.com/Laura Kampf, and with the promo code Laura Kampf, you get 60% off of the annual subscription. I want to thank you for watching, and I want to thank Incogni for sponsoring my work, and I will take my dog for a walk now. Ah ja, ich weiß. Komm, los geht's.